Hi guys, so today I'm in Sepang for a Porsche track event, and what are we driving?
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Whoa! Kanina mo down, man! What the fuck, man? What you know? Wow, little man!
Go for the front. Go for the front.
That was just normal mode, man.
Yeah, that's a normal mode.
That was just normal mode. Full throttle, but that was just normal mode. What the fuck? Okay guys, so you start off the day with a drag race. This is the Taycan Turbo. That's the Taycan 4S. Watch this guys, it's going to be... We're getting ready. Have you ever seen a drag race that is that quiet, undramatic? But look at how ridiculously quick those two cars pulled off the line. Okay guys, so we are starting off with the acceleration test.
Okay.
So I'm now in, this is the Taycan
Turbo.
Turbo, right? This is a left-hand drive car, specially flown in from Germany. All right, so this is the back straight of Sepang. I've experienced the acceleration of the Taycan 4S before on road. So this on track, you know, clear. I'm going to just tekan and see what this baby can do. It's a bit funny, you know, coming to Sepang and sitting inside here and there is no noise.
Yeah.
Tak ada bunyi, bro.
There's something weird, kan?
It's so weird.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Whoa! Kanina mo down, man! What the fuck, man? What you know? Wow, little man.
Go for the front. Go for the front.
That was just normal mode, man.
Yeah, that's a normal mode.
That was just normal mode. Full throttle, but that was just normal mode. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, this side, huh? Okay. What the f...
That's not even lost control, man.
Not even lost control. Okay.
Check out the turning radius. Easy, right? Even tight.
The chase about because you don't have a bulky engine up front, right?
It's clear.
Alright.
Alright, this time we go for sport mode.
Alright, so I turn this.
Sport mode.
Sport, huh?
Okay. Hard brake.
Okay.
Brake, hard brake until there's a hold button there.
Okay,
That's it.
hold.
No more brake anymore.
Okay.
Alright.
So release the brake.
Release the brake. Just get ready to slam gas.
On your command.
Right.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Whoa! What the fuck?
Brake.
Okay, you know what? Whatever, you know, we always say how we.
Okay, guided drive cars leaving South Paddock. 5.2.
You know, we always say how we're going to miss internal combustion engines, but you know, I never expect an electric car to make me laugh like this on track. This.
Totally different, huh?
Gila, babe.
Launch control very simple.
Okay.
Left foot
Okay.
left foot on the brake,
Left foot on the brake.
and then gas. Just
Okay.
gas all the way, and then the launch control will activate.
Yeah.
When they say go, just let go the brake.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Sekejap ah.
Get it.
Alright. So basically it's both foot on
Pedal.
okay. Ini dulu. So tekan. Tekan full.
Nanti dia kata go.
In 3,
Launch control.
Okay.
2, 1, go!
Whoa! Okay. I always thought, I always feel that
1, 2,
drag races are boring, but this is hilarious, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Oh,
Super crazy, yeah.
oh, lucky I didn't have a full breakfast, man. Ini dah merepek. So we are downgraded to the 4S.
Okay, ready? In 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, this one, it's not as severe, the acceleration. Alright. So, but it's, yeah, having experienced the turbo, this is, well, less noticeably less severe lah. The turbo just now was insane, man. It was ridiculous, but this is still rapid by any automotive standard at all. And the thing is that what just hit me is that you can do this kind of burnouts repeatedly, and the car can still take it. Just now during the presentation, they were talking about the repeatability of the performance, because you know what, we can keep doing this all day, and the chances of the battery and the motor overheating is far less than it would be with a combustion engine. I'm sure you have done a lot of all these track days, kan?
Yeah.
If it's a regular combustion engine car, this kind of abuse, half a day you're gonna have to let the car rest.
Yes,
already.
correct.
Yeah.
So now,
Spot.
put on the spot. Yep.
Okay. Oh, this one don't have that dial here, huh?
Yep. So press the brake for the hold.
Hold.
Okay. Now off your brake. Ready on the gas.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to
Brake. Yep.
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay. Alright guys, so I am going to put you guys over here just so that you can see how ridiculously fast the turbo is over there. This is fast, but having experienced that, right? This
Yeah. You feel like, oh.
dah macam biasa
Yeah.
kan.
On the first you jump in that car, you feel like,
Oh.
it's like, wow.
Merepek, babe. Just now I was having so much giggles in that. The whole time in the car I was just laughing.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm pointing the camera over there just for you guys to see how ridiculously quick that turbo can pull off. So are we doing launch control?
Yes.
So
Now,
do I tekan spot again?
no, that already on the spot. It's
Okay.
non-spot plus.
Okay.
Okay, so left foot on the brake.
Yeah.
Full hard on the gas.
Mhm.
Activated. Okay, ready? In 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, so I definitely took off earlier, but look at that! Guys, look at that!
Your reaction is super quick.
Okay, so I guess after this I'm passing the car to someone else, huh?
Yep.
Alright, but I never had this kind. I was just saying in the cars now, I've never laughed this much in a drag race. Because usually drag race, okay, straight line speed, fast,
Yeah.
but somehow there's something very hilarious about an electric car,
Yeah.
right, doing it. No sound, no noise, nothing, just boom!
Yep.
The car just flies off. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I'm not sure if this is the Taycan, but feeling a bit sore on my neck.
Safety lock.
500 bucks.
You save about 1,000 plus.
To work out cheaper for me.
4,000.
215, even more.
Facebook for 200 plus. 400 bucks of savings. Okay guys, so let's check out this very interesting little model. Okay, a full one-to-one model of the Taycan's underpinnings. This is a dedicated platform, all right, built from the ground up for the Taycan for its electric vehicle powertrain. And you can see everything here laid bare, and I'm going to walk you through from front to back here. So we'll start this part. This is what Porsche people internally call the snake pit for obvious reasons, but well, this is actually the cooling system. Okay, so there's obviously there's a fan somewhere here that they took out, but these are all the cooling hoses that go to cool the motor, right? The battery and the motor at the back, because you see, at the end of the day, the electric motors and the batteries still generate heat. They still require cooling, so the cooling system is there. All right. Then this two plastic ducts here. These are air ducts. Okay, they are not structural. These are not structural parts. They are air ducts designed to channel air to cool the front brakes. All right, left side, right side. Then this is of course the whole front motor. This is the front. That's the front motor in there. This is the AC charger. So when you plug when you plug your car into a wall box, the current actually goes into here. All right, and then from here, it goes into a high voltage converter to step up the voltage to 800 volts. Now, why 800 volts? The simple answer is because with 800 volts, okay, you require less current to charge the car. You see, because of the equation, power is equals to voltage multiplied by current. So with a higher voltage, you require less current, and the benefits of it is your wires can be made thinner, so because you need to carry smaller current, and there is less heating up. Okay, so which means that you require lesser cooling. Okay, and that means the whole cooling system as well as the wiring can be made lighter. Now, but that being said, when you come to here, there is another high voltage converter that steps the voltage down back from 800 to 400 and to 48 volts. Now, why is that so? Because you need the 400 volts to run the aircon compressor, and you need the 48 volts to run the dynamic chassis control system. Now, what's the dynamic chassis control system? Basically, it's this. This is the anti-roll bar. All right, it's an active anti-roll bar. So you see, there's a module in there that is a part of the anti-roll bar. Let me just show you from the back, all right, where it's clearer from the back. So this is the anti-roll bar. This piece here is the anti-roll bar, and there's this motor here, all right, to adjust the stiffness, the twisting stiffness of the anti-roll bar, and that runs on a 48 volt architecture. All right. Now here, this is a lithium-ion battery to power. This is to power all the lights, the instrument cluster, all your accessories. This is still the 12 volt lithium-ion battery to power all your other things. All right. Then this is meant to be, of course, periodically replaceable, just like any other, you know, the standard 12 volt battery in our cars. So at the front end, the motor is connected to a single speed transmission to drive the front wheels. All right, and air suspension is standard on the Taycan. All right, and you can see here, this is a double wishbone architecture, right, at the front. All right, and these are the brakes, massive brakes. So you can see here from a maintenance standpoint, right, unlike your combustion engines, you don't have to worry about timing belts, timing chains, valve cover gasket, head gasket, all those you don't have to worry. Don't have to worry about oil change, nothing. Your only maintenance items where an electric car is concerned, regular maintenance items that happen every 5-10,000 kilometers will be the coolant, your brake fluids, your brake pads, and your brake pads usage is also reduced because the Taycan is configured, is set up to use regenerative braking 90% of the time. So means that most of the time when you step on the brakes, the brake pads are not actually working. It is the motor that is doing the job of slowing the car by recapturing the kinetic energy, which slows the car down and converts that recaptured kinetic energy to electricity. All right, now here, this is what we call the e-box. This is in a way the brain of the electrical system of the car. So this is responsible when you recharge the car. All right, so it's responsible for distributing the current to the battery. All right, and this is what they call the performance battery, which has a capacity of 79.2 kilowatt hours, and it's mounted on the floor of the car. All right, means that this has the effect of A, being space efficient, B, lowers the center of gravity of the car to the absolute lowest, and that to the benefit of the car's handling. Now, the thing is that if any of you guys have ever sat in a Tesla, you would notice that when you sit in there, the floor is very high because the battery is also floor mounted. So Porsche has a very novel solution whereby the rear passenger footwell area is empty, it's sunken down, so that when you sit at the back, you have a sort of like you can sit with a more natural posture. So this whole thing is it's the performance battery, and this is the standard battery that comes with all variants of the Taycan. All right, this is an optional upgrade called Performance Battery Plus that raises the battery capacity to 93.4 kilowatt hours. So basically, the standard battery has 28 cells. This one adds a further 5 cells to give the car that added range and performance. So it's very clever, right? So this is standard. All the Taycans have this. So when you want to spec additional range and performance in your car, they just top this over on top. That's it. So there's no need to design 2 separate batteries for the car. All right, and you can see here, this is the more cooling ducts to go to the rear motor, and here you can see. Now this is the steering gear. The Taycan has rear wheel steering. The rear wheels actually has a maximum turning angle of 3 degrees either direction, depending on the driving conditions. All right, rear suspension, separate spring strut assembly, absorbers, air springs, active anti-roll bars I showed you earlier. That's the rear power electronics. The rear motor is connected to a 2-speed transmission. Now, why a 2-speed transmission? Because you have first gear, second gear in this. In normal driving, the Taycan relies on second gear. First gear is when you want to use launch control and you want to launch the car at crazy fast speed. Then it goes to first gear, and it pulls faster than faster than a train. So yeah, here you have it, guys. This is a rather unique opportunity that we had to look inside under the Taycan and see what it's made of. Okay, so we are now going back to basics a bit. I am in now the base Porsche Taycan, and this is well, compared to the ones I sampled earlier in the drag race, this one is unique because it is the only one with rear view drive. So taking off from standstill, acceleration is not as ferocious, all right? And the handling, because now it only has 2 driven wheels, it feels a bit more playful. But because the basic platform, all right, has that low mounted battery, it is an amazingly stable car on the turn. Alright, and it gives you a lot of confidence to throw it around. Now I'm only limited to, unfortunately, a 400 kilometer stretch around turn 12 of Sepang to experience, but you know, this one of the more challenging corners. Alright. It's the dynamic capability of this car. Well, it looks very, very promising, even in this base rear-wheel drive configuration. Now, of course, when you want to really go all out driving, it is the higher all-wheel drive models that would definitely go faster on straight and on a bend. But this one has that fun and basic playful nature to it, and you know, the steering is there's a purer sensation to the steering. It has a more natural feel, the steering, because it's not encumbered by a front drive line. Okay, so I'm going to stop this car aside and I'm going to bring you guys to check it out inside out in the what remaining time I have here with the car. Okay guys, so behind me here we have the Taycan in its most basic configuration. This is the Taycan in the way Porsche typically calls its cars. So there's no S, no turbo S suffix, just the Taycan. And one look at the styling, this is, despite being a groundbreaking car, it carries traditional Porsche proportions, Porsche design lines. I mean, its body shape in particular is very reminiscent of the Panamera. Okay, so this being the base model, the overall design is very clean. Okay, no frills. The rims, these rim designs, not sure why they want to cover it, perhaps for aerodynamic reasons, but I would in my impression they look heavy. I would have preferred something a bit more open. Call me old-fashioned if you like. Here, all right, there's a fan behind. That's for cooling purpose, of course. So as I showed you earlier, the Taycan still has a cooling system to cool the battery and the motor. But that aside, besides the cooling, besides your brake fluids, besides your brake pads, there is otherwise very, very little maintenance required of it. So you can see this is the traditional, the Porsche front end, all right, with the bulging corners, but with a unique take on the headlight design that distinguishes this, as a member of the Taycan family together with the Cross Turismo. All right, so overall the design, it's a very clean design that's modern, but also at the same time it evokes comparisons with existing members of the Porsche lineup. So we will check out the boot. Okay, pop the boot and you can see this is the charging cable, of course, but the boot is of a standard size. All right, no different from a regular sedan. You've got a 12-volt socket here, then you've got a large bin here that you can dump small items either side as well. All right, so I close this, and the door handles, keyless entry, touch type, and it's a lift type. So The thing is, when the car is stationary, the door handles pop out for you to pull to open. Once you lock the car, or when you drive off they will retract, okay, to flush with the body. So let's come inside the rear passenger area. Now, as I showed you earlier, the battery, okay, so you see here the floor, it rises here, okay, because that's where the battery is. And in here, all right, this is the area where it's recessed down. And at the back here, you've got rear zone climate control. Okay, so this is touch screen. You can adjust your fan speed, right, either side. So this is a strict 4-seater. There's a tray here. This is rubberized, so if let's say you put a phone down here, it doesn't slide about. All right, on top of it, fold this down, you've got cup holders, and the seats actually have a fold down feature. So when you drop this, now there's a large gap here, but the floor is of the same level. So if you load a big item, all right, it sits properly, but be careful of things dropping inside this gap here. All right, so I'm 170 centimeters tall. This unit that I'm reviewing here does not have a sunroof. I've got, well, 2 fingers of headroom above me. Good lean angle at the back, I would say. These seats seem to offer good support, so rather comfortable place to be. And good thigh support overall, good leg room. Here we've got the isofix mounts that you have to remove with a removable cover. All right, and that's about it. So you can see here the contour of the rear seats. They've molded this to give you a fair amount of side support. So let's head to the front. So you can see here, let me just show you from this angle. This is a curved screen, and it's a one-piece.
5 minutes to go.
Okay, and over here, so this is one long surface, and so over here, here's the glove box. So, and here, one cup holder. This is the ashtray, which can also take out to double as a second cup holder. And you open here. Well, this is a relatively small compartment, but you've got a 12-volt socket there and 2 USB-C ports. All right, here under here there is another compartment. There's another sort of like space. I wouldn't call it a compartment because this is a plastic surface. You can presumably, you know, put your phone here, but it's not recessed, so things would easily slide about here and will fall off if it's not something that would grip to the surface. All right, so this is now this vertical screen has a very interesting ergonomic execution. So you see, this gives you the impression of a touch screen, right? So I touch, okay, why doesn't it respond? You see, the thing is, you have to press it downwards. There is you may or may not hear the click, but all right, there is they built this screen to exude a sort of tactile feedback. So if you want to operate anything on the screen, you have to press it, okay, press it downwards, you know, until it gives you that tactile feedback for it to work. All right, so, and here's the thing, all right, just now this area here is where the climate control is, right? Now when I press here, I cannot press it anymore. So this whole screen actually is able to move, all right, to exert. It gives you that sensation of a tactile feedback, all right, but you know, this whole screen can be pressed up and can be pressed, all right, but you have to press it another step down to get that tactile feedback. All right, so let me exit the screen. All right, and here this is the other screen, which allows you to, well, to connect to various infotainment systems. Your car, this is where you adjust all the drive mode settings, assistance, trip, comfort. And so you see a lot of things here are touch activated, even the lights. So switch on the lights, set to auto, rear fogs, position lamps. Okay, but setting that to auto. Okay, so climate. Now how do you, now you see, here's another feature. Now to adjust the blower, all right, unlike normal cars where you have to, where you fiddle with the vent, here with the Taycan, you actually pull this, you come to this screen and adjust the airflow like this. This is how you direct the airflow in the Taycan. From an ergonomic standpoint, this may take a bit of attention, not so intuitive to use on the move. This is very nice. Okay, and over here you can see this is well, standard Porsche steering wheel design. Here's the drive mode selection knob here. Now here, this button here allows you to conveniently decide to activate and deactivate the regen mode. So when you activate regen mode, basically is well, when you ease off the accelerator pedal, the car will activate brake energy regeneration, which allows you to recuperate your energy and extend your range. Under the bonnet, well, this in the case of this this regular Taycan, there is no front motor, but even in the higher spec Taycans, this is where the front motor will be in. This space they still cannot fully utilize this space for luggage, because this is also where the braking mechanism is. They still have the cooling system in front here. All right, all of these things require space. The steering gear as well is still in front here. So yeah, but here you have it. This is the front, under the front of the Taycan. Right, that's the end of our session here with the Taycan. Time to head back to the pits. And you know, the thing about this is that, right, if you think about it, as much as the enthusiast crowd is crying at the demise of the internal combustion engine, well, firstly, we ultimately have to acknowledge that not only is electric motoring going to be the future, but based on today's evidence, it would seem that electric powertrains would be the future for sports cars as well. Because think about it, the eventual potential for electric vehicles is actually limitless, whereas with an internal combustion engine, there is a glass ceiling in terms of the efficiency, in terms of the performance that you can extract. Because the thing is, with the internal combustion engine, you are ultimately limited by certain realities by the mechanical complexity of the combustion engine. And you know, there's only so much your turbocharging can do or hybridization can do that you can sort of, you know, extract the kind of performance and efficiency that you want. We are fast approaching the glass ceiling limit of how efficient we can make internal combustion engines to be. Whereas with electric motors, as we can see here with the Taycan, you have the benefit of more efficient packaging. All right, and because they are mechanically less complex, they require less maintenance to run. They require they are also in a way, all right, more durable, because you see the thing is with the demands of track driving like we are facing today, all right, repeated laps, hard acceleration, all these, right, with a regular combustion engine car subject to this kind of use, the only car that I've ever seen take this kind of abuse and still go strong after 3 days was the GR Yaris. Everything else, like, you know, like your Porsche 911s, your Boxsters, your BMW M this, M that, all right, after half a day of severe abuse, you inevitably need them to rest at one side, right, to recoup and, you know, to do all sorts of maintenance work to get them running again. But with this, these guys are good to go over and over and over again without you know, without letting up. So yeah, well, I think moving forward, I will miss the days of internal combustion engines. But I think the Taycan in any grade, whether it's the Taycan, the 4S, the Turbo, or the Turbo S, this is an effective demonstration not only for the future of motoring, but the future of sports cars as well.